Hello guys, today we are jumping into our February book club pick. This is going to be a spoiler-filled reading vlog and the link to book club is down below. It is very chill. We vote on which book we read each month, and if you don't like the one that wins, you just don't read it. Bada bing, bada boom. And this was the book that we are reading for the month of February. I picked it because I wanted something lovey-dovey for the month of February because, come on, now it's Valentine's Day month. And I have this super pretty copy of the Rom-Commers by Katherine. That's what we are reading. This is going to be my second Katherine book. I have read, I think it's over here somewhere, Hello Stranger by her before, and I absolutely loved it. I gave it 5 stars, and I'm very intrigued to see what this one is like. The first book I read by her gave kind of like the same vein of like Emily Henry, where the books feel more like women's contemporary fiction with a sprinkling of romance. The romance is like more of a subplot than like the main plot, and I'm hoping that is what we get with this. But again, I have this very pretty cover that I got for only $13, so we love that. It's got the hot pink sprayed edges, and it has these super pretty inside pages. But this book is, I have read 2 chapters so far, I will admit, but the synopsis so far of this book is we have our main character, Emma, and Emma is like a up-and-coming, trying to make it as a screenwriter, and it's slow going. It's not going great. She's not making a ton of money on it, but her ex-boyfriend is like her agent, and he's also the agent for Kelvin or Mr. Charlie Yates. He is also Charlie Yates' agent, and Charlie Yates is like a everything he writes turns to gold type of screenwriter, except for he has written a rom-com and it's horrible. And coincidentally, all Emma does is write rom-coms. So her friend, I forget his name, it's gotta be like right in the beginning because Logan, it's literally the first word. So Logan gets her, or talks to her and is like, hey, like, do you want to come help rewrite this? But the thing is you have to come to LA, and the issue is that Emma's dad has suffered a traumatic brain injury, and so she cares for him 24/7. Her sister just graduated from college and has some like prestigious internship for the summer, and so she's like, I can't do that to Sylvie, da 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 da. And Logan's like, well, wasn't the plan for you to take care of your dad until Sylvie was done with school? Like, you've been doing it for almost 10 years now. Well, I think she got her like doctorate. She can come do it for 6 weeks. And so she eventually brings it up to Sylvie, and she's like, I want to talk to you about this, da 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 da. And Sylvie's like, gets her laptop out and is immediately like telling her internship that she's done, not doing it. She's like, you can't do that. She's like, sent, already done, bada bing, bada boom, you're doing something for yourself. And she's like, but you're my Sylvie, you can't do this. She's like, and you're my Emma, and I can't let you throw away all of your dreams. This is a bigger opportunity for you than this internship is for me. You're going. And that's where we are so far, is that it's been decided she is going. And I'm very excited to see where this one goes. So let's go. Okay guys, we are about to get started on reading the Rom-Commers by Katherine, and I just am so happy I have the beautiful edition, and that I distinctly remember that I got it for only $13. It's honestly fantastic vibes. But we are about to get started on this, and I'm excited. I'm looking forward to a emotional romance. I've only ever read one other Katherine, and it was Hello Stranger, and I loved it, and I gave it 5 stars, and I have a feeling I'm just gonna vibe very deeply with her writing. I have a bunch of her books, so I'm excited to get started on this one. And of course, this is a spoiler-filled video, so I will catch up with you guys with my thoughts and feelings when I know more about what's going on. Okay guys, I've read 2 more chapters. I'm not far. I'm literally 9% into this book. Me this next chapter, chapter 5, is going to take over 10 minutes. 13-minute chapter. 5. Yeah, it's almost 20 pages, which is obnoxious. I'm really enjoying the book, so don't get me wrong there. I just fear deeply that I'm in a reading slump. I hate it. I think it might be because I read 18 books and DNF'd 2 books last month, so I did so much reading, but like, oh, I feel like I'm just snail pacing it. I mean, I only have 4.5 hours in this book, and I just started it. So it's a very, like, quick read. But I just feel myself not focusing, and it's really tragic. But I'm gonna try, it's 10 o'clock, to read for the next 2 hours straight. And then hopefully finish this book tomorrow. That would be my goal, but we'll see. So basically, Emma is in New York City, not New York City, she's in California, LA now, and she just found out, we found out that the reason her and Logan broke up is he is gay, and that she's gonna be living in Charlie Yates's house. And Logan's like, just do me a favor and don't sleep with him. So that's literally all that has happened thus far. This cover is just so pretty. It's like I literally am wrapped in a blanket that looks like a burrito, and then I have this beauty queen next to me, and yeah. Okay, so it turns out Charlie didn't even know that she was coming, and that Logan kind of lied about this job even existing. He just, like, knew that Charlie, like, needs somebody to rewrite this screenplay, and so he lied to Emma to get her there, and I think that that's literally so fucking shitty of him. And he also sent Charlie this video of Emma and, like, her parents before her dad's accident and before her mom died. I don't think we know what happened to her mom, but she talks about how her mom's been gone for 9 years, and this year my mom will have been gone for 9 years. And so it feels extra depressing to read that, but yeah. Logan's kind of pissing me off, honestly. I just think that was such, like, a shitty thing to do to somebody. Y'all, I have a hard time when I start to dislike a character, and I feel like Charlie is supposed to be, like, grumpy, and maybe grumpy sunshine trope. But him literally referring to Emma and saying, this is never gonna work, I would never agree to let somebody rewrite my script. Least of all, some unproduced, underachieving, failed nobody writer off the internet. Excuse me, sir. Why is he so mean? Like, it's just so unnecessary to be that level of rude. Okay, so they've worked it out, and they are officially working together on this book. I'm still not, like, a Charlie Yates, like, fan. I still think he's kind of, like, a piece of shit. I just, like, and at such a deep level, can't handle a man making a woman feel like worthless. It's just horrifying to me. But they're gonna work together, and we found out that Charlie has not written in 4 years. Anything that's come out has been older work because he had soft tissue sarcoma, and since he's been sick, he's, like, better now, but he's basically had the yips, or essentially writer's block. So pretty much all that's happened so far. We're 27% in. This is a very, very quick read. Only 3.5 hours left in the book, so nothing too crazy. Okay, so I'm still fucking hating whatever his name is, the guy. Charlie. Basically, the men's room and the women's room at this brunch place shared a, like, sink basin. I don't know, but she could hear them talking. And he basically says to Logan that he essentially lied to Emma to get her to agree to work on the screenplay, and that he was only going to half-ass it because he doesn't give a shit about it. And then Logan was like, well, I'm going to tell her. And he's like, well, if you do that, I'm going to fire you. So he's basically blackmailing Logan to lie to Emma, but Emma heard it, so there's that. But now we're getting a backstory as to what happened, and we learned that the rock slide that caused her dad to have a TBI killed her mom. And it was like they were on a trip celebrating her graduation and her getting this, like, prestigious internship. And so Charlie basically saying she has a failed career because of XYZ, because she didn't take that internship and blah, blah, blah. It's like, why? It's really hurting her. And it just makes me hate him more. So I don't know if that's, like, a running theme. I want to look at reviews to this and see if there's anybody who's like, I just couldn't forgive Charlie for being horrible. But that's kind of where I'm at right now. Like, I don't know what will make me not hate him. Okay, guys, we're about halfway through, and I'm just feeling very conflicted about this book right now. It's giving very 3-star energy. And it's making me sad because the beginning was so promising. The premise is so good. But every time things start to go well and I'm thinking, okay, like, maybe Charlie is not so bad. Maybe he's growing on me. Maybe we're learning XYZ about him and he's growing as a person. And then he just proceeds to be shitty. So, like, Emma's been cooking dinner and he's been complimenting her and he, like, put her in a group of, like, referring to her as, like, somebody in the span of a great writer and saying these nice things. And then, like, his ex-wife shows up and he kicks Emma out of the house, which is where she's staying. So it's, like, essentially for these 6 weeks, her home too. Kicks her out, tells her to just leave. Where the fuck she's supposed to go? I don't know. Then she, like, as she's getting ready to leave, she overhears him literally telling his ex-wife, because she's like, oh my god, you guys had chemistry, you obviously like her, like, good for you, I want you to move on, get over the ghost of our relationship. Mind you, she also sucks. She left him when he got diagnosed with cancer. But that's besides the point. He then proceeds to continue to tell her that Emma is a nothing loser, failed writer. And, like, we're at 50% in this book. Maybe they shouldn't be together. Maybe he's just mean. And I did just go on Goodreads to see, like, people who I'm following and what they, like, rated it. And Miss Lovely Gabby of Gabby Reads read this book. And she rated it 2 stars. And she said, Charlie Yates is just the worst. And I am also feeling that. I love Emma. I just love her so much. And I just want so much better for her than this piece of shit man. No man, no woman, nobody should make you feel how he's constantly making her feel. And I just don't get how we come back from this. Because it's just constantly telling her and saying to her and saying to other people that she's a no good, loser, failed writer. And I'm just like... He also said that her writing is so cheesy, and it's not even like the good cheese like Brie or Gruyere. It's like Velveeta. It's like American Singles in the plastic wrapper. It's like aerosol canned cheese. It's the worst kind of cheesy. And I just hate this man. And I wish my friend Madison was up, because I know she gave this book 5 stars. But it's 1 a.m. on the East Coast, and she has to work, so she's not up. And she did not put enough comments in Fable. And nobody put enough comments in Fable. And I'm just like... I just think he sucks so deeply. Oh, it's making me sad, because I really wanted to love this one, because it's such a pretty book. I mean, I'm still thinking it's like a 3, because I love Emma and I love the concept. The only thing I'm not loving is Charlie, but I am loving Emma's discovery of herself, because her sisters and her sister's boyfriend Salvador, I think his name is Sal, is staying at the house, and they're taking care of her dad and sending her pictures. And like, she's saying for like, it feels so good for her to not have to worry and to not be constantly worried. At one point she said, I don't have anxiety, I just worry all the time. And I'm like, it's probably anxiety, my guy. But like, I do love this like journey of self-discovery and like doing something for herself for once that Emma is going on. I just hate Charlie so much. For book club. Okay guys, we are about to jump in to the second half of this book. And like I said yesterday, everything still stands true. It's giving very 3-star energy, and I just think that our main character, like, I love Emma so much, but like the more I think about it, the more it's like, if Emma was my friend IRL and she was telling me about this guy Charlie that she's dating and telling me all these things, I would tell her to run. Like, I would not tell her give him a chance. I would say run as fast as you can, because he's horrible. But we'll see if me being a grudge holder affects it. But anybody who knows me can probably attest to I won't have my opinion changed. I am like 3 minutes into this, and in this chapter she has referenced twice how he has referred to her as just a writer and she is a nobody. And I'm just like, I hate this man. And made her donuts, and now she's forgiven him. It would just simply take me more than some donuts. to forgive feeling worthless. Okay, so we're finding out about Charlie's divorce. Oh my god, I forgot to wash my face. We're not wipe my face off. We're gonna ignore that. I'll go do that in a second. But basically, she left him when he found out he had cancer, but it's not as bad as it sounds. Basically, he didn't tell her he was going for a biopsy. He just, like, went for this biopsy, and then one night they were having dinner, and they were both like, I have something to tell you. No, I have something to tell you. You go first. I go first. Let's say it at the same time. And he was like, I have cancer. And she was like, I want a divorce. So it's not as bad as it sounds. And then they went through with it, and then I guess we're finding out about how he almost drowned as a kid because him and his sister were pretending to be Houdini and, like, reenacting his tricks. And the day that he almost drowned is the day his mom left his family. But, like, I still don't forgive him, if I'm being honest. If I'm being so for real right now, I still do not forgive this man. I fixed my face. I forgot to tell you, they were having this whole, like, conversation about, like, their lives after they just crashed into a guardrail on the Hollywood Hills. So they're waiting for the fire department. I just have to say, Emma is so funny. Like, she conned Charlie into going line dancing, and she's, like, saying that the instructor is hot. And she's like, listen, I didn't request a 6'3" backwoodsman with a butt like a quarterback wearing a longhorn belt buckle and an ostrich boots, but it happened. What am I supposed to do? And he says, my opinion of you is plummeting. As if he couldn't have a lower opinion. This is your type? She says, I have lots of types, thank you. Sexy cowboys, sexy lumberjacks, sexy werewolves with tragic pasts, sexy ghosts. And he says, sexy ghosts? And she says, that's the only kind of ghosts I like. Why is she so silly? So for many chapters now, Charlie's been, like, coughing a lot, and I feel like somehow he's gonna have some other type of illness other than the, like, skin cancer tumor thing that he had. And that's sad. So Charlie is now introducing Emma to Donna Cole, who is Emma's favorite director. And he just referred to her as his new favorite writer. That's the info. I don't know how I feel about it yet. So Donna just pulled Emma aside and is like, so is he in love with you? Because I've never seen him act that way with any woman ever. Don't break his heart. And I'm like, I'm so confused. Ooh, Charlie was just put in his place by Emma because he's been telling her that, like, she chose to not go on this Warner Brothers internship. And she just said to him, I didn't go because I couldn't, because my mom just died and my dad needed surgery and nobody could take care of him but me. So maybe stop with your assumptions. And we love it. Okay, I will admit, this is kind of cute. Charlie had said to her, like, I heard what Donna said and asked if I was in love with you. And I'm not, by the way. And she's like, well, not what? And he's like, in love with you. She's like, oh, of course not. And he said, I Googled it and I'm not. You Googled whether or not you're in love with me. I Googled how long it takes to fall in love. And how long does it take? 88 days. And we've only known each other for 31. So, problem solved. Why is that kind of cute, though? So they're working on rewriting one of the kissing scenes, and I was like, you must have just forgotten how to kiss if you can't see why this needs to be rewritten. So she's like, we'll just kiss for research, and he's like, I don't want to kiss you for research, and basically insinuating he wants to kiss her for real. And then he says, I get it now. And she said, get what? Charlie's eyes met mine. Why we're rewriting this story. Oh my god, he's falling in love. It's the next morning and she's freaking out on FaceTime with her sister whether or not the kiss was like our real kiss or a research kiss. And he bought her peonies and she was like, were these here yesterday? And he says, I don't think so. Any idea how they got here? We were out of coffee this morning, so I hit the store. Peonies are my favorite flower. Are they? I wondered. You wondered? Yeah, because you always look at them longingly when we're at the market, but you never buy them. And then she says, they're like $9 a stem. And he says, so you want to, but they're too expensive. And she says, they're not just the kind of flowers you buy for yourself. And he says, well, I'm glad I bought them for you then. How romantic. Charlie just got a phone call and he is freaking out. And my assumption is it's from the doctor. And I'm scared. We're around 70%, so third act conflict time for him to be an asshole again. She asked if he was sick and he's like, it's just allergies, Emma. And she's like, but are you sick? And he says, not everybody's dying all the time, Emma. Let's not add your paranoia to hypochondria to this situation, okay? It's bad enough without you backing up the whole dump truck of crazy. And then she said, I just wanted to know if you're okay. And he said, guess what? You don't have to know everything. Yes, you're living in my house, and yes, we're spending a lot of time together, and we get along well, but that doesn't give you the right to pry in every nook and cranny of my existence. Sometimes I'm gonna have shit to deal with that is none of your damn business. I hate him again. The man was just so mean, now got into a bar fight, now he's back drunk, beaten up, saying, I think that you're my favorite person I've ever met. And I've met everybody in the world, and you're my favorite out of all 7 billion. I've known you for 6 weeks, and I can't imagine my life without you. Not quite 6 weeks, 37 days. This man confuses me. He also just said, what am I gonna do, Emma? You're gonna hate me so much tomorrow? What did he do? He just said nothing's gonna happen between the two of them, and that it's not relevant. And she's like, it is to me. I don't know. He's so confusing. Oh no, Emma's dad is at the hospital. He is unwell. If he dies, I'm gonna die. He's my favorite character in this book. Her sister and her boyfriend left him to go on a date, even though he's not supposed to be alone. And he fell down concrete stairs, hit his head. Now he's bleeding into his skull and is in emergency surgery. And Emma's trying to rush to the airport to make it home. And I'm scared. I'm not gonna get into it because this is like a really personal story, but she made it on the plane and she didn't miss anything happening with her dad, and I could cry. The pilot was waiting for her and he said they weren't taking off without me, and I wasn't taking off without you. Thank fucking God. So Charlie flew to her house to be there for her, and she told him to leave, and so he did, and this book would be 5 stars if he never came back, but something tells me he's gonna come back and it'll be 3 stars. And they have some VIP room at the hospital, and I feel like the VIP room has to be Charlie. My camera died and cut me off, but I feel like this VIP room has to be Charlie's doing. But I wish she would never come back. He credited her on the script. He rewrote it about 2 writers who fall in love while working together. And he rewrote it the Rom-Commers and said that it was written by Emma Wheeler and Charlie Yates. Yeah, bitch, put her name first. I knew it. All the VIPing was Charlie's doing. Logan, her friend slash ex slash agent, just said that I'm going to send you a video. I'm not supposed to send it to you now, but I'm going to. It's a video to you, for you. Mind you, Charlie is at an award ceremony. They had a meeting with Donna. It's like a whole thing. But he said it's a video to you from Charlie. For me, it's a video he sent to me to send to you, but not yet, only later. Only later when? Later after he's dead. Dead? So maybe that's why he's like not wanting to be in a relationship with her, because he's dying, and that has something to do with the cough? That's very depressing. It's lung cancer. This is so sad. I did not expect this book to be sad. The ending of this video says, I'm sorry, Emma. I would write 100 happy endings for us if I could, and I hate it. I can't with Katherine Center. So every award show Charlie has been to, he's had a lucky handkerchief that his ex-wife gave him. And she gets to the award, she rushes down, and Charlie in a tux. Someone had done his hair so it was all spiked in the same direction. He was close to perfect until I noticed his green and white pocket square. It wasn't until the square shape he usually wore, but a fan-like triangle. It wasn't hemmed, but ripped at the edges. It wasn't even a handkerchief. It was, oh God, I accidentally turned you guys off instead of clicking the page. I held my breath. It was a piece of that green and white fabric from the tropical print dress I almost drowned in. As if maybe instead of throwing it away, Charlie, without even bothering to find scissors, had ripped off a piece, free with his bare hands, folded it, and declared it to be a handkerchief. He just got a call while accepting his speech, which is like a running joke through the book. And it says, Charlie, Men Don't Cry Yates, cried at the podium in a tuxedo in front of 300 people. I knew this man would cry by the end of the book. Good news, guys. He does not have cancer. He says, I apparently had bronchitis 3 weeks ago. To be clear, up until 3 minutes ago, I thought I had metastatic lung cancer. Praise be. So he saw her in the crowd and he went out to her and he won the award, and she goes, another award for the drawer, and he goes, there is no more drawer. I took them all out one by one, polished them and apologized to them, put them on the shelf like a person determined to be grateful for his blessings. I even glued the angel's wing back on. We did it, guys. We did it. We finished this book. Also, the fact that, remember when I was talking about the like pocket square? This is the pattern, and now I understand this pattern being in here. That is so very cutesy. I did end up with a 4-star. So basically, there was like a lot at the end of this book that was like really making me emotional. Basically, the epilogue, like, so my dad was right. In the end, we really did manage to be okay, and it only took us 10 years. But what does okay even mean? Life is always full of worries and struggles, losses and disappointments, late night Googling of bizarre symptoms, all tumbling endlessly over one another like clothes in the dryer. It's not like any of us ever get to the place where we've solved everything forever and we never have another problem. That's not how life works. But that's not what a happily ever is anyway. So, and then, the dad became a reverend, and he started telling everybody they have to refer to him as Reverend Dad. Love him. And he was the officiant of their wedding. And, there's this part, literally it's giving me chills thinking about it. People say marriage is hard all the time. He looked around this small crowd, which included our family, Jack Stapleton and Hannah, Logan and his husband, Nico, Mitsuko's family in town for the summer drop-off, and all the members of the community garden. My dad went on, but I disagree. I don't think marriage is hard. I think, in fact, if you do it right, marriage is the thing that makes everything else easier. My dad let that sink in, and he went on. Now you're wondering how to do it, right? We nodded. Well, you're lucky, because love is something you can learn. Love is something that you can practice. It's something you can choose to get good at, and here's how you do it. Appreciate your person. That's it. Well, first, be sure to choose a good person. But we're all good people here. Choose a good and perfect person who leaves the cap off the toothpaste and puts the toilet paper roll on upside down and loads the dishwasher like a ferret on steroids, and then appreciate the hell out of that person. Train yourself to see the best, most delightful and charming qualities. Focus on everything they're getting right. Be grateful all the time. And then laugh off the rest. There it is, the whole trick to life. Be aggressively, loudly, unapologetically grateful. And I don't know, that just warmed my heart. It gives me chills rereading it, and because oh my god, I want the dad and the neighbor's love story. Like, I don't care about Emma and Charlie. I want their love story. Emma and Charlie are married and whatever, but I don't really care about that. But I just loved the dad. I loved the sister. I loved Salvatore. I loved her friends. I loved everybody besides, I loved Emma. I just hated Charlie, and I still hate Charlie, and I don't think they should be together. But overall, I loved enough about this book to give it 4 stars, and I am self-aware enough to know that maybe I'm just being bitter and have too many traumas about being made to feel worthless in my life, that reading about somebody making her feel that way just felt very shitty. So, with that being said, we have finished the Rom-Commers by Katherine Center, and it is a 4-star read. Out of the 2 Katherine Center books I've read this one and I've read Hello Stranger. I do like Hello Stranger more. That was a 5-star read for me, but I still think this one is pretty dang good. But thank you guys so much for watching another spoiler-filled book club reading vlog. Are you part of the book club? Comment down below if you are one of the book besties. And until next time, guys, I'll see you later. Bye!